Hello, everyone. My name is Deneen White, and I am the host of the Coffee in the Green Room podcast. Here in Coffee in the Green Room, we have conversations you may not have on stage, but you have in the privacy of the green room. Today, I am so excited to have talent Solange Nolan here. Hi, Solange. How are you today?
Hi, I'm really good. How are you?
I am amazing. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, it's my honor. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So, you have a really interesting story. So, for a lot of people, when they are coming to VIP Ignite or Truth Management, they want their aspiring actors and models, which you are, but
Mhm.
you have quite an extensive background. So, can you talk a little bit about your background and what led you to the moment where you're like, okay, you know what? I want to go from behind the camera to in front of the camera.
Yeah, it's really crazy. I've lived in 3 countries, lived and worked, and been privileged enough to be behind the scenes in marketing, PR, and production. And what an industry, right? Like, I'm so super passionate about the storytelling and the
Yeah.
ability to bring stories to life.
Yeah.
And so I've had some times when I've been asked to dabble in front of the camera and just fell in love with that part,
Yeah.
right? And found a really different expression. But what brought me to VIP was that I was trying to write a book.
Yeah.
And my mind just like went all over the place. Where do I start? What's
Yeah.
the technique? Because it's so different writing for marketing and PR
Yeah.
and scripts for like short format
Mhm.
videos
Yeah.
to actually bringing your own story to life.
Yeah.
And I needed help. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And then I went to where people were absolutely successful at writing books,
Mhm.
authors that have best-selling books. And through that network, I actually stumbled across VIP. You know?
I interviewed you when you
Yeah.
first joined VIP Ignite. I did not know the story.
Yep.
That's amazing.
There's so many layers to the story
You
as
know,
well, right?
And that's what I love about VIP Ignite, and even with Vision Craft, though we're not exactly talking about that right now,
Right.
but it's a new company that we're launching,
Yeah.
and it's amazing how stories propel the world forward.
Yeah.
And you love telling stories.
Oh,
You
I do.
actually have a book or a screenplay that you've written.
Both.
Oh, okay. Tell me more about this.
Yeah, so as I say, I've been behind the scenes all my life, but burning inside of me was always kind of the idea to write a book about the complexities of my childhood, because as you can see, I'm mixed heritage.
Yeah.
And growing up in South Africa, which is where I grew up, there's a lot of challenges that happened along
Yeah,
the
I
way.
can only imagine.
Also good stories,
Yeah.
right? Like stories of resilience and hope and just absolute great expression. And I wanted to bring that to life to honor my parents, but also to, bring awareness about a different kind of a community
Yeah.
and many stories that come out of that. And so that's why I decided to do the book. But being in VIP, I was exposed to so many other things, so many other facets of creativity.
Yeah.
Not even things that I wanted to do naturally, but then I found myself really loving and excelling in it.
Yeah.
And so one of those classes was the writing class with the next Netflix writer.
Yeah.
And she gave us a challenge to, take our characters and put it into a screenplay.
Wow.
I did that, accepted the challenge. She gave me really good feedback and then kind of helped me talk myself into a corner to give myself a deadline to finish the screenplay.
Oh.
And I spent Christmas doing that.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you came in because you wanted to be in front of the camera, you wanted to tell stories.
Mhm.
And now here you are, you have a screenplay that you've written.
Yeah.
You also had the opportunity not too long ago to meet with Mark Victor Hansen. I almost said the wrong. We had two Marks there. I'm like, which one? With Mark Victor Hansen, who is the author of Chicken Soup for the Soul.
Yeah.
So I know that was a pivotal moment in your life, and you had the opportunity to meet him and his wife, Crystal. Talk a little bit about that.
So first of all, again, growing up as a kid with having to navigate where I belong in the world, Mark Victor Hansen, along with obviously his co-writer Jack Canfield, Chicken Soup for the Soul was such a resource for my soul.
Yeah.
And at times when I didn't want to be in existence,
Mhm.
it really helped me step out of that and own who I was
Yeah.
and then go for it, right?
Wow.
And so Mark Victor Hansen was a bucket list. Yes, me,
Yeah.
right? Like That was just a phenomenal experience. And what a wealth of wisdom he has, not just in publishing and storytelling, but in owning who you are
Yeah.
and being such an inspiration to others and impacting the world in such a great way.
Yeah.
They do a lot of philanthropy, right?
Yes, they do.
But even his own life story and his books inspire people every day to, change their mindset, to understand that they can go for their goals.
Yeah.
And so, wow, what a
Yeah.
moment. And his wife, Crystal, is just such a rock star as
Yeah.
well,
She is
in the
amazing.
same vein. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that sometimes we give you challenges that push you outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Kind of one of my areas of gifting,
Yes.
that's my superpower. So tell me about one of those challenges and how it transformed you into the person sitting here with me now.
Well, so first of all, the challenge for the screenplay.
Mhm.
The other area was acting. I didn't know I wanted to go into acting at all. You know?
It's so funny to me that you're saying this because like you came to a company known for helping people get into modeling and acting. You're like, yeah, not really into modeling, not really into acting, but here I am.
Yeah. But I tell you what, so I think of myself as an overall storyteller
Yeah.
who's just expanding the platforms where my story is being told.
Yeah.
Whether that's bringing products to life in modeling, whether that's being an ambassador, for a brand or
Yeah.
a promotional company, or acting and bringing a character to life, which I have absolutely fallen in love with.
Yes.
Right. And I love the villainous characters.
I was just going to say, you are
reason.
now our resident villain, which what the first time I met you, I would have never guessed that.
Because I'm
But
sweet.
you are so sweet, but like, look, you're not going to do it now because it'll scare me.
Yeah.
But like, it's amazing to see that you've stepped into that because so many people, again, like they're resistant. Like they say they want to do something and they have this resistance.
Mm.
And a lot of people, when they feel that resistance, they shrink from it. You lean into that resistance and you make it a stepping stone for your future and you excel so greatly. That's why we're so excited to have you as a part of our inner circle too, because you were
Yeah.
like, you know what? I want to be all in. Like
Yeah.
I can't, excuse my language. I can't half-ass this. I have to go all in.
I was thinking about the exact same phrase.
Yeah. Yeah. And like you don't half-ass anything that you do.
No.
And it's just so exciting to see where you're going.
And that's something my father ingrained in me, at a very pivotal age in my life. He passed when I was 8 years old, but I remember very vividly the absolute discipline he instilled in our lives and the kind of chutzpah, right?
I
Like
love that word.
I know the thing that makes you understand that no matter who you are, where you come from, your backdrop, how your story started, it really doesn't matter. At some point, you have to decide
Yeah.
who it is that you are, what you want to go for, and go.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you care about what anybody else says?
Yeah.
And so he put that in us. And you, Miss Deneen, that's your superpower, changing mindsets,
Yeah.
allowing people to see the potential inside of them. And that is why I'm so grateful to be, first of all, your friend, hopefully.
Thank you.
And a part of your community and a part of VIP family,
Yeah.
because that is what I truly believe you bring out of people in such a
Yeah.
beautiful way, in such a, I don't want to get all teary
It's
eyed,
okay.
but amazing
It's
way.
okay.
Thank
No,
you.
I
Thank you.
appreciate that because you know what? Like the way that I run my life and the way that I work with the talent and work with people in general is I always want to be that person that I didn't have.
Hmm.
Because growing up, I never had that person that was like, okay, you know what? You have limitless potential. Let's go do this. It was always, okay, this is what you're going to do. You're going to do a 9 to 5. You're going to do X, Y, Z. So I have made it my personal mission
Mhm.
to help people become successful, whatever that means. And for you, that's helping you propel your storytelling because that's your passion.
Yes.
And there are a lot of different ways to help people lean into their superpower. And sometimes you have to get uncomfortable so you can get where you want to go. So thank you so much for entrusting your journey to us.
Of course. The other thing I like about VIP is that it's so holistic. You care about the whole person,
Yeah.
right? Like, so it's not just give me the acting skills or give me the writing skills or as a musician or model, right?
Yeah.
With the highest caliber coaches, by the way.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
not half-assing that either, right?
We don't half-ass or
Anything,
sugarcoat anything here
you
at
know.
VIP Ignite.
But it's also about the mindset, right?
Yeah.
Like allowing that person to come into themselves,
Yeah.
right? And then the accountability. So we have those accountability calls every month, right?
Yeah.
And I really appreciate those because you always want people to challenge you
Yeah.
to do what you say,
Yeah.
you know, and hold you accountable to that. So thank God for you.
Yeah. Sometimes they say thank God for you. Sometimes they say something else you, but at the end of the day, we're always growing. So that's the most important part.
Very true.
Yes. But, you know, that's a coach's job. A
Yeah.
coach's job is to tell you the things you want to hear
Yeah.
when you need that, and also to tell you things you don't want to hear when you need that.
Wow.
And all with love, like everything with heart.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, we want our talent to be whole. We want you to be financially intelligent. No, we want you to have your acting and modeling skills, obviously. The mindset is so important because there have been studies shown that out of success,
Mhm.
80% is mindset, 20% is the tools and tactics.
Right.
And I live by that. If Tony Robbins says it, then it must be true.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah. So awesome. Well, Solange, thank you so much for being here on the podcast. I appreciate it. So if someone is listening and they want to follow your journey in acting and storytelling, how can they find you?
Well, I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Solange Nolan.
Awesome.
Very simple.
I love it. Keeping it simple.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being
Thank
here today. I
you.
really appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Denise.
Thank you. And for anyone listening, if you want to become a part of what we're doing, if you want to follow along, I have so many amazing podcasts coming up. Make sure you click subscribe below to the Coffee in the Green Room podcast because you do not want to miss one episode. And we will see you on our next episode.
Thank you.
Thank you.